Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me. Run through the land, you run through my soul. Bring me wisdom and peace. Run through all ages and all of life's stages.
Hi, welcome to be my guest today. We have Suzanne Foxwell, and she is an artist, and she does finger painting with adults, which is very, very special. I read about this in, which newspaper was this in? You had appeared
Well,
somewhere.
I think you mentioned it was associated with the library, some write-up from the library.
Was it
if
at
I'm not
Shrewsbury
mistaken.
Library?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so, yes.
Well, first of all, this
Yeah.
is fantastic. This isn't just taking the brush and doing it typically. This is what? Down on the ground when you're in first grade having a blast. What got you into this?
Well, probably in the first grade, having a blast. I just despised school as a youngster in kindergarten. I cried before I had to go to school. I would cry through the first grade. I hated it. And the only thing that would shut me up, really, was for the teacher to say, "Would you like to paint?" And I'd say, "Yes, please." And so she'd put me down in front of the class and she'd let me go to town. And paint I would, with my fingers, with my brushes, anything I could, just so I wouldn't have to sit at that desk and learn.
Yeah.
So that really is what got me started initially, and I've been painting ever since, really, but only more vigorously, as I mentioned, since I turned 50.
Yep.
It was a whole new channel in my life, or a chapter, I should say, when we had a lot of changes. My daughter was going off to college. My husband was traveling on the road. We sold our big house, moved into a smaller place, and it was just a lot of big changes. Several deaths in the family, and so on. So
She has a 99 years young dad.
yes.
Now, my dad would be turning 97 in October if he were
okay.
here, and Mom would be turning 96.
Yep.
99. Is he doing okay?
Well, up until this past year, he was living on his own, doing his own laundry, doing his own cooking. So up until '98, and then we noticed some strange things starting to happen, and we figured it was probably time that we look into putting him somewhere where he would have more supervision.
Sure.
He fell in love with his one of his caretakers, 45-year-old caretaker.
At home when oh boy.
So he said, "Whoa,
Ooh.
we're going to have to do something here." He's really not thinking this through the way he should.
Yeah.
So, long story short, we did sell the house and moved him. He had to go to the hospital first. He was there for about a month, I would say.
That's a
And then he
long
went into a rehab, and then he went into a nursing home.
Yeah.
And now I said, I think he's ready to go into an assisted living. I'd like to have him closer to me in Shrewsbury.
Sure.
And so he's in a facility in Shrewsbury.
And does he seem happy?
And he seems to be happy. Yes, he does.
He's
He
happy.
does.
Now, did you grow up in Shrewsbury?
I did not. I grew up in western Massachusetts, actually.
So did I. What town?
Well, I was born in Springfield.
I was raised in Wilbraham.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
I just went right through Wilbraham on the way to Enfield yesterday for my father's
Where the
doctor's
mall is.
appointment. Yes, immaculate.
Did you go to which high school in Springfield did you go to?
Well, we moved to Agawam, so
I know that way, yeah.
up until 6th grade,
Yeah.
up until 5th grade, I was in, God, that goes back too far. It was East Springfield.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Agawam, Feeding Hills.
I'll bet your team played my Minnechaug Wilbraham team a lot.
I bet it did.
Well, they bust the guys in, and I
Yeah.
remember getting my driver's permit as soon as I could get a hold of my parents' second car.
Really?
Gone.
Yeah.
I have my
We
son.
were too.
My
We
son
were
is just
too.
totally different. Wants nothing to do with it. He takes the buses in the city. Well, I don't want to drive.
Yeah, we used to go to Mountain Park all the time.
I remember. How
Yes.
about Springfield Forest?
Forest Park.
Forest Park, Springfield.
Park, yes.
Oh, I remember
That's
that.
quite the place now.
What do you mean?
Well, at Christmas time they have all these decorations and lights, and I mean they bus people in from Shrewsbury.
Really?
My daughter actually brought the grandchildren on a bus because they're so spectacular.
Boy, they
And
changed.
They
It was kind of
changed.
boring when I was.
I know.
Wait till you see what Suzanne does. Finger painting for adults. All right, we're going to get into this.
Yeah, let's get
All right,
into
pick a
it.
picture
Right.
and let's show them.
Well, let's start with, shall we start with we can start with this one, I
Whatever.
suppose.
This is actually acrylic, and tell them how you
yeah,
made it fat
this
and
is
fluffy.
this is an acrylic painting.
Hold it up.
Well, look at this. It's lifting right here too, with a little bit of medium added to it. And the whole idea behind this was I wanted a textured surface. I didn't want it to just be flat. So I mixed a bonding and filler ingredient with the acrylic paints, mixed it right in, and then just started painting away. And when I was done, I said, it still looks a little flat to me. I'm going to get a marble. So I got a marble, and I started just with my marble, poking it into different spots to make it look like little pods, and that is the finished product. So
And that is so therapeutic, right? It's fun.
it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. And this is an example of, I really didn't have anything specific in mind. So one of the beautiful things about finger painting, I think, is it is therapeutic. Whether you have a specific scene in mind that you'd like to capture, or if you just want to start putting paint on a canvas or on a tile, on a rock, whatever you want to be putting
Tile
on.
sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. They're
Yeah.
great trivets.
You can get those for nothing over at
50 cents
Yeah.
at Home Depot. I have a whole stack of them. Right.
This
And
one, look at this with the daisies.
this is the daisies. This is a sweet little daisy thing, and this was a demonstration that I did at the Shrewsbury Library, and I had done another blank canvas, and I had all the gals who were participating in the program just come on up and put their mark on the canvas. This is a smaller version of it. So they had a great time doing this. So took about an hour.
Would you say it's easier than trying to get someone to use a brush?
I think it is. It's less intimidating.
Yeah.
There are, especially folks that are a little older, because they're not they're just not used to holding a long brush,
Yeah.
quite frankly. But they
Yeah.
are used to working with their hands, and it's good for the eye-hand finger coordination. You know, it's very, very therapeutic.
How
from
many
that
people came to
standpoint,
your
too.
your workshop?
The workshop, well, at the library,
Yeah.
this past time, I think there were about 15 or 16
That's a
people.
lot for
Yeah.
library groups.
It was. It
Yeah.
was. It was a success. And
Yeah.
actually, one of the ladies that was there is some sort of official for the senior citizens group in Shrewsbury, and she was going to recommend the program this fall for the senior citizens. And I said, that's a great idea.
Why not?
Because again, it gets everything
Yeah.
moving. It takes you out of your zone.
Yeah.
And
there are no
lets you
rules.
Creatively.
No rules.
Yes, exactly.
Now
Yeah,
look at
there's
this.
no
This is the
rules.
first one that Suzanne showed me. You did this yourself.
Yes, yeah. These are all done by me.
See if you can see
Yes.
this one.
This is and this was oils, so it was all done by fingers, and again, mixed, actually, it is dry, yeah, and it was three little koi fish with lilies in the pond, and the colors, I thought, came out very striking, and it's just, everything was done by hand.
By
everything.
memory, or did you have anything in front of you?
No, I
by-
had something in front of me.
You did?
I had pictures of koi, and I had some lilies, and then I just started playing.
This is
and
oil.
It is oil.
Okay,
right.
oil is, we know, more expensive than...
Well, it's water-based oil,
Yeah.
which is a new phenomenon in the art world. Well, I shouldn't say.
Where do you get that?
You can get them right at Michael's. You can get them with any supplier of paints.
Yeah.
Will have them. They don't have as many suppliers for it, though. But the nice thing is you can wash up, and when you're finger painting, you don't want that oil,
No.
to get into your fingernails and
No.
your hands. So that will and it dries faster than your traditional oil.
I love the shine.
That's what you get with oil. That is definitely, and you'll notice
Yeah.
this has a little bit of a shine because I use the extra
Now,
medium.
this is what one of your clients did, right? One of the people that came?
This was another example of one that we'll be showing.
You
that
did
we'll
this
be
one, right?
teaching. Yeah,
Okay.
all of these are done by me, but they're samples that I teach with. And so this was just an abstract piece,
Yeah.
and done with acrylics again.
Mm-hmm.
And with this one, it's a matter of putting a base on,
Yeah.
the blue base on the
Sure.
bottom,
Yeah.
and then pouring. This is flow acrylic, so you pour some colors on,
And then-
little of this, little of that, like a little recipe, and then get it moving with a straw if you want.
And blowing it.
You blow
Do
on
you add
it.
water to your acrylic at all?
Well, this
You
was
just-
flow, so it was,
Okay.
they were loose.
It was
They were
all
loose
kind of
glues.
fat and loose and
Yeah,
everything.
that's exactly right. So you can blow it and you can blow it away. But it has a lot of,
This
there's a lot
sounds
of
like
motion
a blast.
to it.
This is a blast.
Yeah.
This takes no
Talent.
no
No
rules,
talent,
no
no
stress,
rules,
completely.
no,
There's no
no.
teacher hanging over your back like was in college with me
That's
saying,
right.
"What's wrong with your eyes?" You
Yes.
know, no, I was abstract, and she thought
What's
I was.
wrong with, well, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
She
what's
thought-
wrong with your imagination?
Yeah, and I felt I should have said to her, "What did you just say?"
Yes,
You know, I never
exactly.
went back to her class.
Well, I've
I
heard
knew.
this so many times.
Yeah, I knew.
And I never took art in school, and I guess it's a good thing, quite frankly.
Oh,
I might
she-
have been very discouraged.
I've told the
because-
viewers many, many times.
Yeah.
I was in college, and she had put up on, I guess, a table, some kind of plant. And she said, "Draw this."
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not into details very much. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and I got it
Right.
like that. I happened to look at some of the kids, and it looked a little different. I thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well. And then this older lady, she came over and she went, "Is there something wrong with your eyes?"
Oh my gosh.
And I'm thinking, you don't get art, do you?
No.
You're not getting it. You're past.
Yeah. Yeah.
What she
Tunnel
could have
vision.
said is, "That is wonderful. That's. I want everybody to take a look at this. But could you try?
Yeah.
Then suggest.
Let's try another. Yeah.
Let's try another way to do
approach.
it, and I'll help you out. But instead, is there something
Yeah.
wrong with your eyes?" I was smart enough to drop out of her class because that would have been horrible.
Well, I have another friend that happened to. She was in school,
Yeah.
freshman year, college, up for art, and she loved portraits, and she was very good at it.
Yeah.
But the teacher told her she had no talent.
What?
She told her that. Can you imagine saying that to a young student? She dropped out too. She dropped
But was-
out.
did
Has
she
never
hang in
picked
there?
up a paintbrush since.
But did she hang in there? And
no,
keep
she didn't.
She dropped it.
She dropped it. She did.
Well, I went to art history, figured, well, that's the easier way out of this thing, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose my interest. I figured in college, I better just take art history. It's
Yeah.
really easier to look at that.
Right,
And then I'll go
right.
to someone else who will be
Yeah.
more of a rah-rah type
Yeah.
of person.
Yeah.
What? Okay, we haven't looked at this one.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Show us this
So
one.
this is another all done by fingers. All done by fingers. This one, this one, this one, and this one. You can use your elbow too if you have to, but I didn't bother with that this time. So it is, again, the blue background went on first. What happened with this one was I did everything in blue first.
Yeah.
And it's acrylic, so I was able to take a wet rag then and just wipe along the edge of the frame
Yeah.
underneath. See, behind the canvases you have this frame
Yeah.
around the back. So I just took the
I see the
cloth
blue.
and wiped it off,
Yeah.
so it was white, and it set the tone for the painting.
Do you know, when I first took a look at this, I thought it looks like it's been done by brush.
Oh.
Exactly by brush.
Yeah.
Not by fingers.
Yeah.
Don't stop doing this, okay? Because this is very therapeutic. Do you think you're going to get to some of the other senior centers or anywhere? It doesn't have to be senior
Well,
centers.
I think I am. I really do. I
Yeah,
think
you've got
I
a
am.
talent
And
here.
I
You
think,
gotta-
well, again, it's been, as I mentioned, with my father, it's been an education watching some of these older folks, and they're really struggling with activities for them at these senior, facilities.
Yeah.
Whether it's a nursing home or it's assisted living. A lot of the activities I see them doing is reading to the folks and having them watch movies, and that's very nice, but it's passive.
Very
It's
passive.
passive.
Oh, yeah.
So I think getting them up and moving
Yeah.
and enthusiastic about something is really a much better approach.
You're right
Or-
up there with the gal
yeah.
that invented the octoband. She was
Okay.
sitting right here. It's this thing, like a stretchy thing.
Yes.
It starts in the middle, but they
Yeah.
all get a piece
Yes,
of it, and they can
yes.
all pull together.
Yes, yes.
This is what you're
working on
working-
it together. Yeah.
And you don't have to compete.
No, that's the beautiful part about it. It's you're doing your own thing. It's not competitive whatsoever.
We're talking with Susan
Yeah.
Foxwell, and she's from Shrewsbury, and she is obviously a wonderful artist. Finger painting for adults. I am so glad to see stuff for adults because I believe adults are all just big kids. I know I am one, and it's never going to go away.
No, it's funny how finger painting sometimes doesn't appeal to some kids. I have a granddaughter who's 4 years old.
Oh, I have one who's
and
5. There
And
you
a
go.
grandson who's now 7.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, Addie and Holden are their names.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Addie, let's try some finger painting. Ew.
Yeah.
She said, I don't want to stick my fingers in the paint.
Mhm.
And of course, Holden, let me, where is it?
Yeah.
He's all set
They
to go.
want to do it, yeah.
Well, he's a little bit older, and he knows that I've done it, so it's safe. It's not going to kill him, you know.
Yeah.
But Addie she's not quite sure yet that this is something.
Did
that
she take
should
to it
do.
finally?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
I was telling Suzanne that, you know, if you saw something like this, let's say over at UMass, Milford, or whatever, in the patients' rooms, made by patients.
Yes. Yes.
How inspiring if you're in the hospital room and you're like, wow, those are cool.
Yeah.
Not the standard art that you see
That's
that's
right.
framed.
That's
This is the
exactly
stuff. Oh yes, this was by a patient who was here. That was by. And would you like to try it too?
That's right. And the other thing is, whoever attempts it, they'll all be different.
Oh yeah.
Every single one, when this has been done, comes out differently. So the technique is the same, the paints are the same, the mediums are the same, but everyone expresses themselves differently, and that's what makes it so unique.
Well, we are very privileged not only to have you with us, Suzanne, but in our audience today we have Andra Stone.
Oh.
And Andra is the president of the Milford Regional Hospital Auxiliary.
Oh.
And you might like to speak to Andra afterwards.
Sure, be delighted
She
to.
is very open-minded. I remember when I was in the auxiliary and I said, why don't we get some, coloring books and stuff for the
Sure.
emergency room?
Yeah.
I'm usually sitting there with a
Well,
puzzle
that's
or
so true.
something.
That's
It's like,
a
I
very
don't
good
want to
idea.
watch TV.
Right.
I want to do something.
I want to do something constructive. Yeah.
Or I just want to keep my hands busy, and I want to, I
Yeah.
want this somewhere
Yeah.
else. I don't want to be
Yes.
thinking about what's he going to do
That's
when he
right.
comes down that hall. Just, whoa.
Right.
No. So now, before you got into this,
Yeah.
you were working. What were you doing?
I was working as a sales manager for the Doubletree Hotel in
I
Westboro
love the double.
for 12 years, yes.
Did you
yes.
like it?
I loved it. It was a great career. But again, at my stage, it was time for me to leave and get more involved with my passion, really my passion. Because,
Yeah.
again, I'm not going to stay young forever.
Well, of course you are. Didn't you know that? Of course you are. It's all up here.
Yeah, so before the Doubletree Hotel, I worked with I had an interior design business for about a year and a half.
can see
which
that.
I loved that.
Did
as
you
well.
add your artwork to some people's homes?
I actually did.
I bet.
And a lot of these principles for interior design are the same as
Yeah.
when you're creating a painting.
Sure.
It's the same. It's,
Yeah.
get that balance of color, and if you want to do it professionally. And before that, I worked with my nephew. He had a motivational sales business, and I worked with him for 8 years and had a blast doing that. And then before that, and before that, and before that, when you get older, this is what happens.
But
you have a
you know,
long career.
I understand this. I relate
Yeah.
to this because I blew my parents' mind.
Yeah.
I announced to them that I had changed my major.
Yes.
I had not asked permission. I also told them I'm leaving. I did not.
Bye-bye.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. My father didn't like that at all. And when I
Uh-huh.
got home, he says, "You're going to do something." Okay, he offered to send me to do one or two types of schools.
Yep.
Knowing him, I thought I better go to business school, or I'm never
Yes.
going to hear the end of this.
Yeah.
I endured it, got out, did my
Yes.
gig,
Yes.
corporate, all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not me,
Yeah.
unless.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind being the CEO,
Right.
but I don't want to be like.
You want to be at the 30,000 foot level.
Yeah.
Not down in the trenches.
Yeah, just checking in every day and sitting
Yeah.
there and typing, and then
Right.
it was boring. I
Yeah.
wanted to be with the people.
Yes.
I wanted to do that.
Yes.
So now you're on a whole different part of your life,
Mm-hmm.
and you have your dad is 99 years young.
Yes.
Does he do any of this with you?
Well, he's now, as I say, the assisted living, and he has a lot of my paintings in his room.
I'll bet he
It's a very
does.
lovely room,
Yeah.
and so I have lined the walls with those that he's appreciated from the past. So I gave them to him to hang. And so he's always been a big supporter,
Yeah.
of mine. She's the artistic one,
You had 4 children in your family.
4 children.
You're in the
I'm
middle.
Right in the middle, yes. And
Right.
an older sister and a younger sister and a much younger brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
We said there were 14 years between you.
Between my brother and I, yes.
There were about 9, almost 10 years between my brother and I. I mean, it was nothing in common, basically.
Yes,
Nothing.
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah.
Susan, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, my website, www.suzannefoxwell.com, is one of the ways to get a hold of me. That's probably the best way to do it. I'm also listed as Suzanne Foxwell Paints, Suzanne Foxwell DifferentStrokes.com. So there's lots of different ways to get a hold of me.
Are
So.
you open to, oh my God, I would think you'd be a jewel. Would you go anywhere to give presentations and workshops?
Well, this Saturday I'm doing a workshop in Ellington, Connecticut. It's a painting event, and it's a bride. It's her shower, so I'll be there with my husband. He's my assistant. He helps me set up. So we're driving to Ellington, Connecticut. So that's about
Wait a
an
minute,
hour,
your
15
husband
minutes
helps
away.
you with
Yes,
this?
he does. He helps me with everything.
He
Yeah.
doesn't just drive you there. He actually helps you set up.
Well, he helps me set up. Absolutely.
Does he finger paint?
No, no.
Really?
He's an engineer type.
Oh, okay.
He's the engineer. He's the one who thinks things through much better than I do. But
Oh yeah, the Mr. Spock, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The Mr.
we
Spock.
all have to have one of those. Yeah.
Oh yeah, two
So
opposites.
he's and then on Sunday I have a painting event at Tower Hill in Boylston.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be
We've had them on the
teaching
show.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'll be teaching there.
Are you looking forward?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it
So-
now? Is there a fee if you have an event?
Yes, there is a fee. It's $40 per person.
That's
and
reasonable.
it includes everything.
Yeah.
So
Include
all they have
everything.
to do is show up.
You you provide the board.
I give them an option of what painting they would like to do.
Yeah.
And they select the painting, and then I paint right along with them, so I'm in front of the group, and I take the painting and show it to them. This is what we're going for, and then I have my own, and they're all at their easels, which we provide, and we're all painting. As I paint, they paint, and we take it in stages, because they really want it to sort of look like what I've painted before. But my last class at Tower Hill, she said, I really don't want to have a field of green. She said, I want an ocean, a blue ocean. I said, put it in then, I don't care.
So
Yeah.
they're not. I had pictured everybody with the table. I
The
pictured
table.
myself going like this on the table.
No, my husband has made easels
Yeah.
for everyone, so we prop
you
up
have
to 16 by 20
Okay,
canvas.
yeah.
Yes, and they all have and I have their paints
Yeah.
beside them, and their brushes, their water, their paper towels, their trays, to use as.
What if somebody is a nonconformist like I am and says, I would like to put my tile or whatever, like right on the table?
They
So
can.
so
I
I
don't
can
care.
try that?
What they can do, whatever they want. It's a little awkward though
Is it?
sometimes for most people to paint that way, but
But with hand paint,
Yeah.
yeah, but finger painting.
finger painting is both ways. You
Yeah.
can do it both ways. On the easel, of course, people get so enthusiastic. They've been known to push the easel right off the table, so you have to.
Oh, is the easel on the table?
The easel's
Oh, I
on
thought
the
you meant
table.
on the, they sit with
No,
the big one.
They're tabletop easels.
Okay, that's more my speed. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, I could do the other, but I like
Right.
it more, up
It's
close
close.
and personal.
It's close. So you can get as close.
And how
as
long
you
is your
want.
class?
The class that I have coming up in Ellington, that one is 3 hours. It's a 3-hour class.
3 hours? Is there a break?
No, they can. It's very casual.
Yeah.
If they want to take a break, take a break.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not.
Then they take it home with them when they're done.
And they take a finished product home with them. And the class at Tower Hill is 3 hours also. Yeah. And at Tower Hill, I'll take them out because of my background with the Lamb's Ear Herb Farm. In my
Yeah.
other life, I had the
Yeah.
herb farm in
Yeah.
Holliston.
Wow.
And so my background is horticulture. And so I'll take them out to the gardens in Tower Hill and show them the scene that we're going to be painting.
Yeah.
Because I have gone before, I've taken a picture of it,
Yeah.
bring it back, and then I've painted it. And then so that they get to have a visual of what it actually looks like
Sure.
in person,
Yeah.
up close and personal.
Mhm.
We go out to that setting, and they can take a picture on their cell phone if they want, or just keep it up here.
It's the colors I would be going for,
Mhm.
like the span of not every little leaf and design, but just
Exactly.
colors,
That's
just the feeling
exactly
of it. So
right.
when someone looked
It's-
at my thing, they'd feel it.
That's right. That's right.
I think is that abstract when you just want to feel it?
Well, it is
Kind of?
whatever you can call it abstract.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's just all about. It really is all about. I think design.
Yeah.
You have to see it in your mind's eye, and if you don't like the leaf over here like it is in the real picture,
Yeah.
with
Change it.
painting you just change it.
Yeah.
So, and if your leaf doesn't look exactly like the one on the vine, so what?
That's how I
It's
feel,
the
yeah.
impression of the leaf.
That's why
And so
that teacher
yes.
was so weird.
We're not. Yeah.
She wanted every vein in every leaf. I'm like,
No,
what?
no, we're not doing that.
I didn't even know what she meant. She just tossed it up there, and I think she just figured. Well, I think I was more of a beginner maybe than some of them.
Yes.
She figured that I would just know.
Well, how would you know?
No.
And you know what I find fault with teachers today, and I had this in my class last week. She said, you know, I've taken classes before, and they're beginner classes, and people will come in, and the instructor will say, well, did you take something from a magazine, or do you have a picture that you want to copy? Okay, good, you have it. Now get started. And this one gal said, I didn't even know how to pick the paintbrush up. Get started. How do you start? So
Intimidating.
it's not the way it should be done.
Scary.
This isn't a big secret.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a big secret. Anybody can paint. Anybody can paint. You take it one step at a time.
So, Suzanne, you are open to parties, libraries,
Yes,
senior centers.
absolutely.
How about if a hospital had a program, something like that?
Yes, wherever they have a room set aside.
And a need.
And yes,
Big
and a
need.
need.
Yeah,
Yes,
to get the word out. Suzanne, again, how do
Yes.
they get a hold of you?
SuzanneFoxwell.com. That's the best way to do
Suzanne
it.
Foxwell, John,
Yeah.
and that's a Suzanne.
Right.
Not a dot Foxwell. It's just the whole thing.
That's
dot
right.
com.
That's right.
Suzanne, where did you go to? I know you went from.
I went to Becker. I went to Becker College in Worcester.
What did you major in?
Retailing.
So you've gone. You're like me. You've
Oh,
gone
I'm all
for
over the place.
everything. You,
Yes,
geez,
I
you,
have, yes.
you tried everything. What your parents think of you? I don't know what my parents thought of me.
Well, they never really said.
No,
They did a lot of this.
Yeah.
Tap, tap, tapping.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, is she going to make anything here? But I did.
Right.
Each thing
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
tried it.
I think you have to follow your passion.
Yeah.
And if you have a passion and, a lust for life,
Yeah.
I think that's really pretty sensational.
Because my mother said, God, if you got a bee in your bonnet, you better go do it. Because she knows no living with me. if I
Well,
didn't
that's
do
right.
it.
That's right. I mean,
Yeah.
I've lived in California for 4 years also.
Yeah.
After I graduated from Becker, moved to Boston during the time of the Boston Strangler, so they weren't too happy about that, having their little darling there. And of course, women were dying all around me. It was awful. It was an awful time to be there. But I became a survivor.
Yeah.
And then we moved to San Francisco, and Son of Sam was out in San Francisco at the time.
You were
Oh
just
my
sort of a
God,
fan club,
just
right?
unbelievable.
Follow these guys
Right.
around.
Right.
When did you start having your kids?
Much later.
Yeah.
Yes, I was 33 when I had my daughter. I
Yeah.
just had one daughter, Elizabeth.
Only child.
Only
I
child.
have one of those too.
Yeah.
Is she a millennial or is she a little bit older than that?
Liz just turned, I'm not sure I should say, but she's 40 now.
No. She's an Xer. Gen Xer.
Okay.
Yeah. They're cool. It's the
Very
millennials.
different. Very different.
Oh
Very
yeah.
different.
Oh definitely. Suzanne, this has been a lot of fun. We're going to have you back. Also,
Thank
I
you.
want to try this. Now, what's the next one that's closest you're going to be?
Well, the next event that I have is going to be at Tower Hill.
Okay.
At Tower Hill.
In what day?
And that's next Sunday.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
Can you keep in touch with me?
Absolutely.
Let me know, sort of what's coming up. It's
Absolutely.
not too far for
Will
me to
do.
travel.
Will
I think
do.
I would love it.
Yes.
But what a blast!
I'd be delighted.
Yeah, I may not be as cool as you are, but I think it's.
Well, I would say
She's really
that.
excited. Thank you so much for being with us, and
You're
you're coming
very
back.
welcome. You're very
All
welcome.
right.
I'd be delighted to. Thank you.
We'll see you next time and be my
Bye-bye.
guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream.